Good evening and welcome to Weekend Hangout Sesh. First one coming back from my trip to Asia. Welcome, Dinah and Mike.
Hi. Dinah, Dynamite.
Dynamite?
That's right. You were in Japan. Where else did you go? Thailand?
Thailand, and I went to the Philippines.
That's so cool. How was it?
It was fun. It was fun and it was fascinating. I mean, it was fascinating because everything was, I say, 70% cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, you could live like a king over there.
Oh yeah, you can definitely live like a millionaire in Asia, but but yeah,
Yeah.
we was only legal in one of the three countries I've been in. So
I hear that like Thai food is way different than like in Thailand than it is here. Like they just give us like the Americanized version, but there's like more spicy, just like more.
actual Thai food is way more spicy.
Yeah. I gotta try that real stuff.
It tastes was very Thailand is just amazing. I mean, you can literally Uber a motorcycle. You just hop on it without a helmet on.
You can like they'll come and get you and you get on the back.
Yeah, you can get on the back of a motorcycle. Yeah, drive without a helmet on. Yeah, I've been seeing like girls about girls ride on motorcycles like texting on the phone without a helmet on.
That's crazy. Yeah, you just see like how much more reckless driving, like all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a few clips of it from the background. Let's see. I have it all on my Instagram.
Cute. Is that your lady?
Nah, that's my home. That's my homie. But yeah, this is a few clips from Thailand.
What prompted you to go?
Just felt like going. Just just felt like getting out the U.S. for a little bit.
Yeah. You got an itchy foot.
Yeah, last year I was in South America. This year, like I decided to go to Asia, and later this year I'm going to go to Africa. I'm going to go to Ghana.
You're definitely a traveler.
Oh yeah.
Probably once you start traveling, you want to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
Especially once you're in a country as exciting as Thailand, you get a withdrawal wanting to go back. I mean, Japan was nice too. I mean, but it was more orderly. It was a lot more orderly in Japan than it was in the Philippines or Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is chaotic.
Did you grow up traveling? Like, are you a military brat or anything like that?
No, I'm ex-military.
Ex-military?
Yeah.
So you're a veteran. Thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find a lighter. Sorry.
Oh my god! You rolled up a blunt.
I rolled up a blunt and I can't find my lighter. So now you get to see my messy house. I'm trying to put my face in the frame so you can't see it.
Have you went overseas yet?
Huh?
Have you went overseas yet?
Yes, I performed. Well, I went with my documentary to like Portugal, and then my dad was a journalist. He was a president of international media down in Guatemala, so I used to go down there and see him. And not overseas. Canada's not overseas, but like overseas, Hawaii, it's still the United States, Mexico, Guatemala, like Central America. Where else did I go? My sister got married in Italy, and so I've been overseas like that, but I've been more like all over the United States. I've traveled more on this continent than anywhere else. But yeah, I've definitely been to some other countries. But I have a whole bucket list. Oh yeah, and then I went to Israel.
Oh,
so that's overseas also.
So you've been in the Middle East too.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
How was it like? How was Israel like?
You know, it was when I first got there, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was scary because you feel like anything could happen at any time. And so at first I was kind of shook just being there, like, okay, I'm here, because you hear all this crazy stuff. So but once I was there and kind of settled in, it was just fascinating. I was taking it all in. So I was in Jerusalem first, and then um ended up in like Tel Aviv and some other places. But it's really different. It's a
Yeah,
whole different.
there's like so much history.
Yeah, it's deep history. My family, we can trace our lineage all the way back to a famous rabbi from the Second Temple period. So we have really strong like family roots there, and we have family that um already lived there. Like there were some Jews that never left, even though there was an exile. And then there was Jews that returned, obviously, like during the war. And then so I have, and then I have family that I DNA matched with that were, because I didn't like, and my great grandparents and other family members were unfortunately sent to Auschwitz and they died there. And so I didn't know if I had any living relatives. And then I did like the DNA ancestry and I matched with all these cousins in Israel. So I started reaching out and started making friends. And there's a bunch, like I have a cousin now that I'm really good friends with that lives here in LA.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like we were actually, it's so crazy. We were friends through a chat group. Like we fight anti-Semitism online and we're activists. And but there was one friend, like a mutual, who was like, you guys have to know each other. You guys don't know each other? Well, you guys should be hanging out. You guys both live in LA. And she kept really pushing the issue. So she made this little chat for just the three of us to introduce us. And I looked at her last name. If you see my last name online, it's Leffert, but its its previous iteration is Lefkowitz. But during the war, there used to be a Jewish quota for the colleges. So my grandparents were trying to avoid this Jewish quota so they could go to college. So they changed. They lived in. There's a Lefferts Boulevard from Queens in Brooklyn, Queens to
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn. So they were like, oh, that sounds similar. So they took Leffert. So I really have a last name. I have a street name, but I see this girl's last name and she spells it like old world style, but I still know it's Lefkowitz. I'm like, oh, like just joking around. We're what's up? We're probably cousins. And she's like, are you on Ancestry? And I go, yeah. And so she does a search and a match came up as third cousins. And like in 1 minute, went from like we just met, like really officially, like introduced each other, even though we've been in this chat, kind of like being friendly. And then this other bigger chat. So then the smaller chat, within 1 minute, we found out we were blood related. So
Oh,
I've been to her house. I've met her mom. Her mom was grilling me like third degree. And then, uh, yeah, and then and now her brother is my foot doctor,
wow.
my cousin. So, and it was
What a
great too.
fascinating story. That ancestry DNA, it really brings. You
Yeah.
really find out like family members you never think of finding out. Because I found out a few interesting family members from ancestry DNA myself.
Yeah. It's really fascinating. And for us, because like, Lefkowitz last name was one of the big, like there's pages and pages of Nazi like they kept copious notes, and
Mm-hmm.
there's pages and pages of Lefkowitz that were gassed. They're gone. So it's very meaningful for both of us to find each other. I'm like, we cried, It was like our ancestors would be proud that we found each other. And so, and also my sister used to live in LA and she was my only family that lived here. So I didn't really have any family really left. I have like some more distant cousins that I know of, but not so close. So, anyways, now it just felt like, wow, like it was such a blessing. Like I have this new cousin friend.
Oh wow, man, But that's a fascinating story.
Yeah. I got some other fascinating stories too. My dad just recently became um, a citizen of Hungary, like because he wanted to go. He found out they've changed the laws, and if your grandparents were born there, you could become a citizen. Like they changed laws, so you could do that. And Hungary is really hard to become a citizen. Like they have the most closed borders of anywhere. So he had a really hard time. Like I said, Nazis had destroyed all the paperwork. But he had a hunch and he hired a PI, and the guy went into the records building. There was one box left that wasn't destroyed, and inside of it was my great grandparents' marriage certificate from the synagogue. So he was able to prove over like 5-year period of trying to prove that his grandparents were born there. So he got lucky, and then he like at 80 was like teaching himself Hungarian and became a citizen. So that's in the EU. So I was thinking like if I it's not so easy. Like I would still have to do what he did, but it's a little bit easier because now he's a citizen that I could potentially go there and get the citizenship also, and then I'm in the EU and I can live anywhere. Like, I'm just saying if the shit hits the fan in America, it's getting
Yeah,
crazy.
it was crazy because when I started my trip, Biden was president. I was January 16th, and then when I came back, Trump was president. There's like all kind of crazy shit going on. Like he's threatening a trade war with Canada and Mexico right now.
I know we got booed at they booed us at the ice hockey game. Like
Yeah,
like they're pissed. But he's the art of the deal guy, and supposedly he's doing those tariffs as like, these business guys. They like leverage, So it's not like he wants to keep the tariffs on them. He just wants to get what he wants, and he uses it to get what he wants. So we'll see how it plays out. But
yeah, we'll see how it plays out. It's still like,
no, I know.
what you used to like Biden, like the old administration not really doing anything, and just seeing all this craziness in the last week. I'm like, man, like I don't really look at Facebook right now. Everybody's losing their damn mind.
No, seriously, they're losing their minds. It sucks because it's so divisive, and then people are screaming into the void. Like, and one of my friends, she's so smart. Like, I have so much respect for her, but she also like it's like just this one narrative. She's like, we really have to analyze this, why we lost. And she took a couple days and she came back with the same kind of narrative. And it was like, if you really want to know why we lost, you have to listen to the other side. We have to listen to each other. Like, you can't have most of the country voting for this guy and not take a look at why. Like, you can't just keep saying it's because of this or that when actually.
I mean, let me think. Her reason was like they didn't want to vote for a woman.
Yeah, like they hate her. They hate her because she's a woman that she's black. Like they just absolutely hate her because of that. And it's just like,
I want to give you like what I've been hearing from like the cousins and relatives like who voted for Trump. Like my bro voted for Trump. My cousins voted for Trump. They didn't really trust her. They didn't really think she was really black. They think she was an Indian cosplaying as black. They didn't really see her as really one of us.
Right. Like there's something about her that I'm just going to be honest that like, if she was like that strong, that quintessential strong black woman, I would, even like Michelle Obama, it would be a different story. I think there's like some kind of strength that I felt like she was missing. And I think some of it had to do with like how like even her laughing, it's like when you look out into the world, when you look out just like into the world and you look at these other leaders and then you look at how Trump deals with them, you're kind of like, I know it sounds like have internalized misogyny, but I want his narcissistic crazy ass to deal with those other narcissistic crazy asses.
Yeah, I kind of feel dumb voting for Kamala. Like I voted for her because I like some of the Biden administration's policies. Some of the policies, like propositions, but
Yeah.
it's very different. Trump and Trump. I mean, folks are more on edge. You know, it's not to see the rest of the world is scared because they don't know what Trump is going to do.
Yeah. But there's pros and cons to that, and there's a lot of pros to that. But people have to remember that politics, we only have a two-party system.
Yeah.
So we can't lose family and friends every 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like so many fans broken up over politics.
Yeah,
I mean, you gotta take a break. I mean, just think about the last 4 years. We had a president that just kept falling down. It didn't know where he was.
Yeah, it was like senior abuse at that time.
Yeah, they were okay with embarrassing senior abuse. And let me ask you, did you see that one time Biden he shit on himself on D-Day?
What? He shitted on himself?
He shitted on himself.
Are you serious?
Yeah, let me show you the video.
How could I have missed such a fun video? How could I have missed this?
Oh my goodness.
How?
Then there's one video of him farting in front of Ruthie. I'm finding it right now. It's on TikTok. But yeah, he was just an embarrassment for the last.
No, I know, and it was really hard to criticize, the situation because there was so much like anti-Trump that there was kind of like a Biden blindness of like ignoring his obvious like
they just
cognitive
ignore it
decline.
because they just hated Trump.
Yeah.
Gonna ship my pants, I'm about to ship my pants.
Hey, look at
about to ship my pants.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did it come out of his leg and he kicked it? Came out of his pants and he just kicked it?
I don't know. I mean, have you seen the 3 times he fell?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just sad.
I mean, they're fine with that, but yeah, they said like, "Oh my God, we got this crazy man as president." Just shit, please.
He just was too much. Like, if he was not. Whether you like Trump or not, he's very much like out there speaking. Like, he's not even the best speaker, but he gets out there. What he is a showman.
He's a showman.
Really, he's a showman, and he knows TV, so he knows how to entertain. And I'm a sucker for entertainment. Like, showing.
Did you see that at McDonald's stunt?
Yes. Honestly, the McDonald's stunt was probably his biggest hook, best move.
Oh my god!
And then when he like, it's ridiculous, but I'm just saying, like, think of all Americans and like him and how just afraid people are. I'm saying just with the narrative of people feeling like we're just overtaken by hostile foreign governments and everyone's looking for that sign of Americana. And, I don't know. He pulls these stunts, but he pulled it off. Do you see the inauguration? Like,
I was in Asia. I couldn't see it.
Oh my God. There was like, at one point, there was like a dance. They came out onto the stage. It was very formal and obnoxiously patriotic American. Like, I've never seen it it's ridiculously showman. Like he put on a show. And then they did a dance. So it was like, he danced with Melania. Then JD Vance and his wife came out and they danced. And then I thought they were going to wife swap at one point and dance with each other's wives. Like, I was dying laughing. But what happened was they had these formal like soldiers coming out, and they came and did like a swap, and the soldiers danced with each of the partners. It was weird and wild. And then JD Vance and Trump had swords, like long swords, and they cut a cake and then kind of like teased the people around, like, do you want a piece of cake? And then, but didn't give it to him. I'm like, give them some cake. Let them eat cake. It was just, what in the heck am I watching? But I could not stop
It's
laughing.
season 2 of the Trump show.
Yeah. But also, like, if you think about it, if you set your hatred and anger of him aside, it is the greatest comeback ever.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it really
I'm
is.
sorry. Like, he overcame so much to come back, and you got to give the guy some credit for that, because
They tried to put him in jail. They tried to assassinate him. He just manifested his way to being president. It's a story.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy story. So I don't know. History will be the real judge, and he's stirring things up. You know, like there were protesters on the freeway today. For like Mexican flags.
Anti-ICE protests,
Yeah, anti-ICE protests on like they're stopping the freeway, and so, like, you know, shit's hitting the fan. But you know, there's a lot going on with that. Like there's
in our whole government right now, and there's like, I think like Trump got like water, like a flood from water from like Northern California down to Southern California.
Yeah, I mean, I was in
Dinah, let me ask, do you have any friends that had their homes affected by the fires?
Yeah, unfortunately, I know a lot of people. I was evacuated, but I was able to come back. My day job where I work, we have a sister site that I work with special needs kids, and our sister site burnt to the ground in the Palisades. So we actually had families coming to stay in our building. Like they were taking up rooms for like that whole weekend until they could figure out where else to go. And then we just did like a whole kind of outreach and made care packages, care bags, and I had the participants making like really nice cards and really heartfelt nice cards and stuff like that. We have volunteers that come, so it's very much affected us, and we've been you know, like everyone knows somebody. Like my sister, even though she moved out of LA, she was like, Dinah, I you cannot believe how many people I know who have lost their homes. Like all her friends, like so many people have lost their homes. I know one family, they thought they were gonna maybe be able to come back and rebuild from the Altadena, the Eaton fires, and it's just so much damage. Even
You know
though
what
their
the
house
crazy
didn't
thing
get.
about those fires is? Most of the attention was on the Pacific Palace in Malibu. There was very little attention focused on Altadena.
Yeah, no, my really good friends, they lost their home in Altadena, and they lost it because it's just too toxic all around, because everything is burnt down all around them. Mm-hmm. And even though the structure's still there and they were hopeful, they're like, the whole thing is like a loss, you know?
That's true. So, I mean, I had friends that lost their homes that lived there for like years. Like, I'm saying, like all kinds of family history just gone. Memory gone. Experiences. It's tragic.
Did you see the giant bear that was underneath somebody's? I'll send you the video. It's there. It's not just like a bear was living under a house, because the house was saved, but the electricians had to try to come and turn the gas off, and they couldn't, because this giant, he's fat. He's a giant bear.
Where is it?
In the Eaton fires. So it's in Altadena bear, fat giant bear living under the house.
Oh, I found it. Hold on. I found the article.
It's the biggest bear I've ever seen. He's huge.
Bear
and people, yeah.
This is what you're talking about?
Yeah, look at him. He's massive.
This is a giant bear underneath a house.
And like other families knew him. He has 2 different names based on what different families knew him and called him different names.
That's
so he
crazy.
was
like
known. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like I know there's like mountain lions and coyotes out there, but I didn't know there's bears. Wow.
Oh yeah. And then there was like a reporter. She thought this mountain lion was a dog while she was doing the reporting. And it was like a full on like cat just walking past her, you know? Like just it's so honestly, it breaks my heart for the families. It breaks my heart for some reason even more for the animals. You know, when you see them like they're so helpless and they're like running down, they're burned. I almost took in a dog, but my friend fortunately found a family that actually had like a yard. I live in a studio, so
It's
but
just
his paws were burned and everything. It was so sad. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's just tragic. And the thing is, like, all of that could have been like prevented, like if we had a competent government.
Yeah, yeah, like
Because you know, like these fires happen every year in this area.
yes, yeah, because really it's preparation. You have to prepare for because people there's critics, right? They're like,
Yeah.
why do you keep rebuilding? Like these areas, they burn every year. So, but you need prepared, like you extra have to prepare. So why didn't our what are they called? Like where it holds all the water and they're
Reservoir.
empty. The reservoirs were empty and there's no water and it's hard, it's in the hydrants, and it's like it's really hard to not buy into these conspiracy theories when there's so much going against the
Mhm.
preparedness, you know?
Yeah,
Or just like
and the fact that the mayor was in Africa. What was she doing in Africa?
she was in Ghana for some kind of there was some kind of a big, I don't know, it was like some event that she was invited to. And it's like, you know, if things were cool, nobody would have cared, but it's fire season. So that's what pissed people off, is that there's this lack of preparedness and she's gone. Um, and and then no water and all that.
Yeah,
So
no
it's
water.
yeah. I think one of the biggest issues too is the virtue signaling of um what's his name? Our dude,
Governor
our governor, yeah,
Newsom.
Newsom. So Newsom and like people are blaming the environmentalists because of the Delta smelt, that fish.
Mm-hmm.
And so it turns out it's not really an endangered fish. So he told everybody he wasn't going to take this runoff water. And it's being able to catch the rain. And we have all this rain, right? We catch the water, but somehow it was going to affect this fish. That's this tiny 2-inch little fish that you can't eat, doesn't do anything. And they're trying to act like it was that it was like this endangered fish. And it turns out it's not so endangered after all. And really, he should have protected the people in his state. And
And we voted for this goofiness.
yeah,
This is goofy.
yeah, it's goofy. It's goofy. So like when, when like the Democrats do stuff like that, and then, people get pissed and they switch sides, and it's like you can't keep the same narrative that like we're flip-flopping or going to the other side to like punish the Dems. Like I've been a Dem my whole life, but
Mhm.
as things got more and more super far left and crazy, I was starting to vibe more with more conservative. Like I'm always going to be that OG liberal, but I was starting to get more like the only people that sound sane right now are these conservatives. So I kind of was just like moving more conservative, but really I don't think I changed. I think the party changed.
Mhm.
So it's like I don't want to be lumped into this category of like I'm some right-wing person now, or that I'm racist because like I'm more conservative. Like I want to like end this bullshit narrative. It's like, no, the party has changed. It's not the same party. You cannot pretend like it's that 1990s party.
It ain't. It changed a lot in the last 10 years.
Like a lot, a whole lot. So everyone just, we want to feel safe. We want to be able to afford groceries.
And the thing is, we keep voting for these people every election cycle. Like, for what? They don't. Then what's the results we get? Incompetence. And then like ridiculous regulations. Then there's like if you even try to rebuild your home, you got to deal with the California Coastal Commission.
Everyone needs the best lawyers right now because they're even the people that are getting money can't. It's not enough money to rebuild. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard not to buy into these conspiracy theories of like, the smart cities and the the laser weapon, direct laser weapons, and like I'm hearing all kinds of crazy things, but it's like I'm not putting anything past anybody. Look what happened in Hawaii, and now this. So, you
Oh,
can't put
hold on.
anything past any government.
Dana's what happened in Hawaii? I don't remember.
So in Maui, like there was those big fires, and I mean, gosh, it's such a big question what happened there, but it was kind of a perfect storm, kind of like how there was so much wind and things were sparking, and when like it was just this whole area that um of kind of like the more native people and the more poor people lost everything and they're not able to come back, but like all the rich people and the houses and the along the coastline, they're all fine and they could all stay there, and it just looked like such a land grab. And so now it's kind of looking like, ooh, what kind of like land grab is going down now, you know, for either a smart city or for um I, like some super train, or like I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not.
Like BlackRock buying the BlackRock conspiracy where they buy up land and they build up super cities or
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
the smart cities. They're trying to put this grid down. I mean, even my aunt, she's hilarious. Like I have this one aunt, she sends me all the conspiracy videos,
Yeah.
and she's sending me all that smart city stuff, and she's like, it's happening. But also like, there was so much arson. Like that's what was crazy is like there
Um,
was
yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah.
there was a lot of art. I saw a lot of Instagram videos of arson. People like burning things on purpose. But like a lot of homeless people in LA, they start fires. A lot of
Yeah.
the fires started from homeless people. You don't do
Yeah.
jack.
Yeah.
Dina, but let me ask do you have let me think, a GoFundMe or anything to like donate for your house?
Not for my house, but for my friend, yeah, my friend Tendaji and his family have a link I could send you.
Can you type in the link on the private chat and I'll share it on the. I'll share it.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I able to chat with everyone in the studio?
Yeah,
Ok-
just type.
Okay, let me see. Am I still with you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go to my page and grab it. Um, yeah, my friend Tendaji, sorry, and his family, they were um in the Altadena Eaton fires, I guess, and they're such a wonderful, awesome family, and they deserve all the help. They've lived there like their whole lives, and hold on one sec. Yeah. Yeah, they've taken everything. Hold on. How do I save the link? Where's the link? I'm going to get it right now. One sec.
Okay.
Let's see how he's doing on his share. Okay. Okay, I'm getting the link. One sec. Let me see how he's doing.
Hold on for a sec, folks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll be right there. Here is paste. Okay, done. Send. Okay. Can you see the link I just posted?
Yeah, I got it. So let's see.
Their last name is they're the Lathans. So click on it.
Okay, yeah, that's the GoFundMe link for supporting the Lathan family, and I'm yeah, click on this link here to show you the GoFundMe.
Yeah, and they're just um they were like you were saying, like everybody was over focused on the fires, in the Palisades, but it's like here's this family who, built their home, like, and now they're left with nothing, and they have two kids, like, one just graduated, but like one's still in school, and like, they're struggling, like they have to start over completely. So
It's tragic. I mean, they raised about 20, almost 22,000 out of 25. So let's help them reach that goal because they've lost more than that.
And they're so close. They're close to their goal. So it really will make a difference. Like you can actually get them over that hurdle. Because I think with these ones, I'm not totally 100% sure, but I think if you don't meet your goal, you don't get the money. Like you have to meet the goal to get the money. So let's help them get their goal. That would be awesome. I would love to be able to.
I'm gonna donate some money to this cause. I mean, I've been donating to a lot of my friends, coworkers, fellow comics. Speaking of that, we haven't really talked much about the
comedy
career.
Yeah. We should talk. We're talking about all these serious subjects,
mm-hmm.
But comedy's serious too in its own way.
Yeah, because I remember seeing you a couple of times around Hollywood and the LA scene.
Yeah. I was wondering, did I ever book you on any of my shows?
No, I wish you did.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Let me think. No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I'm not booking anything these days, but if I do it again, I will definitely have you. I was running a show. I was running a bunch of shows, but when you're a booker, you just become a booker. So I kind of was like,
so where did you run shows at?
Like since 2006 when I started, and then I've run shows. Like I used to have an open mic in this pizza place, like on 3rd, Diamore's Pizza. I used to have like Marlon Wayans and his brother and like everybody, but it got very popular because it was like you could get a slice of pizza if you performed. Mm-hmm. So I had it for a year, and then they were like, I think like they basically shut it down because it was just like more pizza going out than revenue,
Yeah, revenue.
So there was that, and then I did a show, where State Social House is now. It used to be called
West Hollywood. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I had that West Hollywood show. I used to run also a show with Adam Barnhart in the Belly Room on Sunday nights.
Oh, okay.
And then more recently, I had a show in Silver Lake that was the Dynamite comedy night at this place called the Overlook. And
sorry, the Overlook. How far is that from the Satellite? You know what I'm talking about?
No, where's the Satellite?
It's on Silver Lake Boulevard.
It
was like a little
It's not far. It's not far. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's like it's in that vicinity. It's like, how it gets very like steep hills. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like right off like where Rowena is. And then there's like it's kind of like a steep hill, and then it's just to your right. You see like the sign, the Overlook, which they named it after that scary hotel in The Shining. It was called the Overlook.
Most likely. Well, who knows?
So it was a fun show for a while, and then things got crazy. Things got crazy. So I had to shut that shit down.
Oh, wow. I mean, do you got anything, any future projects or any future shows?
I just filmed a pilot, and it's stand-up. Mm-hmm. So hopefully that's going to get picked up. And that's going to help a lot. But I do a lot of like bar shows around town, dive bar shows around town. I do all like UCB shows and all that stuff. And then I go on the road with my partner. He's J.R. Redwater. I don't know if you know J.R. No. He's Native American. So we do like some like casino shows and stuff like that. As the Jew and the Sioux. We're not really like we're not really like on stage at the same time, but we just kind of like mess around because we're the Jew and the Sue. And then like I just stay in town because I also audition a lot here. So I try to stay in town as much as possible so I can do that kind of stuff. And then I have a day job, like I said, with my special needs kids. So really, Sunday nights I'm always over in NoHo. There's a show Saturday and Sunday nights in NoHo at the NoHo Diner. But there's actually like you go through the diner and to the side, and then there's like a stage and like a whole setup over there. It's a good room. Yeah, if you want to come come work out your material and like have like they're a good crew, you know? It's like you can say whatever.
Cool. Oh well, thank you for being my guest, Dinah, and
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, what kind of weed you were smoking? What kind of weed you were smoking?
So I was smoking, you know what? I threw it out because I put it in my little weed jar and then I threw it out. But it's a hybrid. I always get hybrids because I kind of like I like an indica dominant hybrid. Sometimes indica by itself it's a little too sleepy, but it was some type of indica.
Yeah, I'm about to go smoke my indica in a minute. So thanks for joining me, Lena, and stay tuned for another weekend hangout sesh next week, y'all. We're gonna have some fire guests next week. So have a good weekend, everybody. Peace out.
Thank you.